What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right. Do one more of these this week. It's the Shoot Around, our bonus show. Comes your way every Friday. B-Dog, Brandon Harper. My name is Rob Jenners. That is 7-time NBA champion Robert Ory. I did have a get your hands up there. That's what I'm saying. I did have a weird piece of audio that was. I saw it on earlier in the week. We didn't play it on the show that dropped on Wednesday. I'll play it for you now. This is former Warrior GM Bob Myers. On a podcast talking about the Draymond Green Jordan Poole fight and who leaked the audio. It's JJ Redick's podcast. Not that we want to give him more credit than he deserves, but that's where it came from. Here's the audio.
Did you ever find out who leaked the tape?
No.
You never found out?
Nope. I think the best I can answer that is we did not think that we couldn't pinpoint anybody. It wasn't like we found someone and we we looked. We tried a third party. We couldn't.
I have a tough time with that, and I wanted to ask you a question about it. This fight happened in practice before the season started. Mm-hmm. What kind of access do third parties have to an NBA practice before the season even starts? Is there, besides like media, but even media, I'd imagine you have to be credentialed. They track who comes in and out. Like, not anybody can just roll into practice, right?
No, they monitor whoever comes in practice. But I don't think when you filming stuff like that nowadays, it goes to a server. Anybody can hack that shit, man. So I don't think some people say, well, he knows you can get hacked. In this world, in digital age, you got one guy that hears about it. You got some little smart nerd that's sitting there right now like, oh, here's the video, and he leaks it. So I don't even think they cared that it got leaked, because eventually it's going to come out anyway when Jordan Poole shows up with a fucking black eye, so
well,
I think it doesn't matter.
The only reason it felt a little like bullshitty kind of an answer to me was because
he knows.
I would imagine that who filmed it. And again, if it was team filmed and it was taken off a server somewhere, okay, fine. Maybe you can't track that. But part of me feels like you're trying to protect Draymond Green because he's already got a reputation. He's had all kinds of problems. And you don't want even more coming out about. So it's like, well, nope. We're going to protect whoever and hopefully keep this information internal. And then it gets out. And then it's like, oh, no, we don't know who put it out there. Like, it just, I don't know. It just feels a little, I don't know.
Hey, ain't it kind of crazy that he quit right after that?
Yeah, I mean, it was at the end of that season, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was his last season? Oh, I don't know about that. Let's throw an alleged in there.
I'm kidding. He's like, before I leave, I'm going to leave with a bang. Bang, here. Here's a Draymond Green clip.
The views of Robert Ory don't necessarily reflect the other hosts on the show. And get a CD sent my way. Bob Myers, got nothing else to do.
I really like Bob Myers. He's one of the nice guys in this league who's, sometimes people's words aren't worth shit. His word is worth everything to me.
Wow. Okay.
I think we should let this go. I think people should still talk about this junk. Like, it's no, well, I don't want to say it's no different than music getting leaked somehow, some way, but it is. I mean, it is what it is. Like, there's nothing.
Everything gets leaked nowadays.
Yeah, it's nothing safe because somebody, even if it's somebody in there that's not a third party and it's people in there that you're supposed to trust or whatever, you never know who's sending what to somebody. You never know who they know or who they're speaking to or
who has access to the stuff that they're like. If they save up to a cloud server, who's got access to that?
Who's paying somebody off in order to? Somebody I know somebody who will pay a pretty penny for this footage. You just never know. Mm-hmm. And in the world of media and social media, ain't nothing safe.
Hey, what if Jordan Poole would have leaked this shit? This way I can get a lot of money out of these fuckers because he was up on a new contract, and as soon as he got popped, he's like, oh. I want this much money. Okay, here you go.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, people are talking about Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Question from Tommy. I don't even know. All right. Do the Bucks fire Doc Rivers if they get bounced in the opening round like Shaq said they would this week?
They would not fire him because they said we give him a full season to implement his offense and his defense. So this year is a hard pass. I don't think he gets fired. Especially with the Greek Freak always getting hurt. He hurt a calf last night. So I think he stays for at least one more year. Why would you be paying 2 coaches, now 3 coaches?
Yeah.
I don't care how much money you got. You're not going to pay a third coach.
Yeah.
But the Bucks have not looked great.
Yeah.
They really haven't.
It's because they got rid of Holiday. That was the dumbest shit they could have did.
Yeah, I think – I don't think they'll fire him. I don't think they'll fire him from the standpoint of they just don't want to look like they were wrong.
Yeah, so let's broaden that
They've
question.
been wrong.
I know that.
They don't fire him. Do you think they're regretting their decision to hire him?
I think they're regretting it in the sense of they have to pay another person. In the sense of getting a coach, I don't think it is, because at the end of the day, it's how healthy you are and how well you play together. No matter what coach you have, they're not a good defensive team,
right?
And losing Drew Holiday, the backbone of that team, who put people in their places, was crucial for them. And you can't replace guys like that. It looks good on paper, like, oh, what do you really bring? People don't understand. Vets bring a different thing to the huddle, to the locker room, and to off the court. All these things make a difference in how players approach a game. And I think Drew Holiday was that type of guy who was a solid rock guy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw it when they came back to town, and he's in the locker room hugging up on all those guys and, paying his respects and saying hi to all his friends and stuff, because obviously they all cared about each other and they had a good relationship.
Yeah.
But the Bucks have not looked good, man. Shaq thinks they're going to get bounced in the first round. I don't necessarily disagree with him.
No, what are they? The
Depends
number
on the
2 seed?
matchup. Yeah.
I think they're the 2 seed.
It depends on who ends up being 7
because
seed.
Boston ran away with the 1 seed. They're like 15 games up
They
on
catch
everybody
a
or
long
some
time
shit.
ago.
I mean, they are so far ahead of everybody right now.
So I think right now your 7-8 is what, Philly and Miami?
Yeah, I think that's right.
So I mean,
they don't want Miami
because
again.
it's Chicago and the Hawks,
and the
right?
Hawks, right?
Yeah.
Right now.
So
Hey, they might wind up playing Philly with a healthy Joel Embiid.
a healthy Joel Embiid, who hit the weirdest circus shot the other night I've ever seen in my life. He was falling backwards on a foul and just hucked it up over his head. The damn thing went in. That was just the court awareness on that is just stupid. Question for TJ. Rob, what has happened to Oakland sports? First, they lost the Raiders to Vegas. Now they've lost the A's, who are actually choosing to go play in Sacramento before their eventual move to Vegas. How much must it suck in Oakland to pick Sacramento over sticking it out in Oakland? Oakland is a dying sports town, says TJ. Now, here's the basic details on this. I looked this up. The A's are going to play their last 3 seasons in Sacramento. They struck a deal for home games at Sutter Health Park in West Sacramento. The capacity is 10,600 seated.
That's enough.
It's the current home of the Sacramento River Cats, the San Francisco Giants AAA affiliate. That is some sad shit.
Oh, my goodness.
The Oakland Coliseum held like 50,000 people, and now they're getting downgraded to a AAA stadium in Sacramento.
You technically lost the Warriors, too.
Yeah, they went across the bridge.
The bay. Yeah, they said, no, we're all right over here, man.
I don't, that's one of those, you got to be a resident of that area to understand what's going on. That's just weird, though. But if you're going to go to Sacramento and play, it must be a lot of bad blood.
It must be bad. Yeah, it must be bad blood. But, I mean, I feel like Oakland fans probably have turned on the A's at this point, knowing they're leaving. Yeah. And they're like, you know what? We'll take our chances playing 3 seasons in a AAA ballpark in Sacramento versus sticking it out here. Because nobody will show up, and that building will look ghastly empty.
Was it Oakland who had a party in the parking lot instead of going into the stadium? Who was that had?
I think it was the A's. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they said, look, we could show up for our team, watch. And they had a huge outside party, and no one went in. Yeah, Oakland was also the stadium, too, where they caught the people having sex up in the stands because there's nobody anywhere around them. And it was just, it's been, dude, but it is like Oakland Raiders fans were like the football fans. Like they were like, those people were passionate, rabid football fans with the shoulder pads. And it was like, you didn't want to play in Oakland. And
Ricky
now it's like,
Henderson.
man, nobody's in Oakland.
Think about
feel
Ricky
bad for
Henderson, the Bash brothers.
Yeah.
Everything is going to all the memories and the history there out the
Everything's-
window.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just falling off. Speaking of bad looks, by the way, the Dodgers this week. Did you see the story about the fan who caught Shohei Ohtani's first home run ball for the Dodgers?
Yeah, I heard about that.
So she catches the ball. It's Shohei's first home run in the Dodgers uniform. Dodgers security comes and gets her and her husband and brings them back. Because you figure, okay, at this point, they're going to probably authenticate the ball and try to do something and work something out with her. Well, according to this lady, Dodgers security separated her from her husband, took her into a room, and then bullied her into giving them the ball and said, look, we've got a signed hat and we'll give you a couple of like a signed baseball or something. But if you don't give us this ball, we're not going to authenticate it. So basically the ball, she couldn't sell it if it wasn't authenticated by the Dodgers. And they're saying, we're not going to do it. We're not going to authenticate this baseball. You'll get nothing for it. You will leave here with nothing unless you give it to us right now. And because she was separated from her husband, she had no one to even talk to about this. So she was just like, well, I mean, okay, I guess. And she gave him the ball, and she got like an Ohtani bat, a baseball, and a hat. And that was it. And now after the game, the Dodgers are like, oh, yeah, she got to meet Shohei
No, she didn't.
and shake his hand. All that. She never met him.
Because my thing is, in today's world, there's no way you meet somebody like that and not get a picture. I'm sorry.
No, she's saying it never happened.
No, what I'm saying, so you can't.
And there is no picture.
Yeah, because no one can ever lie about that because there's nobody that would not meet him and not get a picture.
That's an ugly look for the Dodgers.
Yeah, her husband. Yeah, they got the right one by getting the wife in there because the husband would have demanded half of California.
Oh, yeah. No, he would have been like, yeah, that's fine. You don't want to authenticate it? I'm going to have somebody follow me around with this baseball every freaking day. From the minute I leave here until, and then here's his ball if anybody wants it.
And I
Here's
got
his ball.
witnesses.
Hey.
I have witnesses.
You got the TV.
Yeah, they got her on TV.
Look, you
picking
saw
up the
me on
ball.
TV catching the ball, and
By the
I'm
way,
like, negative.
For clarity, Heritage Auctions says that ball would have sold for about $100,000.
You ain't got to authenticate it. There are other ways that we can determine that's the ball.
Yes.
I would have never. I would have walked out with it.
Got bamboozled.
I'd have been like, look, if you're going to be an asshole about it, I'm going to take my baseball and I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Because
But
guess what?
she didn't know what to do. She doesn't know enough to know that this is like a high price negotiation tactic. Like she has no clue.
They separated her from her husband like they were like
they were
there was a
criminals.
murder trial.
Yeah, like they were criminals. Like they were being
Yeah.
interrogated.
I'd be like, no. My wife goes nowhere without me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I said, what you gonna do? Throw us out the freaking stadium? Oh, you're gonna have a lawsuit.
What you gonna
Think
do?
about
Call
it.
the police?
I'd have got the best lawyer in California. Be like, yo, listen, they threw me out the stadium because I caught a ball.
Yeah.
They tried to separate me from my husband because I caught a ball. Boy, that 100 would have been like 100 million.
Yeah.
A million. You add extra zero.
Yeah.
All you had.
Magic Johnson will be cutting a check to somebody.
Yeah, because think about it. What you would be giving up if we properly negotiate it is a whole lot less than us going through a legal process and what you're going to end up having to give up.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So
and
you pick your poison.
Dude, if this is legitimate, and again, this is this woman's story,
Exactly.
but if this is legitimate, right now, this is kind of a PR
Nightmare.
for the Dodgers. How
Think about it.
can they make this right?
It's so much stuff that goes around Ohtani right now with the gambling, now with this.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, we fucking
it
up.
worth it?
Like the Dave Chappelle episode. We fucked up.
Your best
And
bet.
then you're going to owe him like $68 million a year for like 10 years after he retires.
Your best bet was I don't even know why I know why you separated from a husband, but at the same time I don't know why you do. You should have just let them. You all should have just negotiated. If they wanted,
Come up with something.
wanted season tickets, give them season tickets. Get them a picture. If they want a signed bat and a ball, get it to them.
And how hard is it to get 5 seconds of Shohei Ohtani? Picture. Okay, we're good. That ain't even hard.
Like, bro.
The whole thing just stinks for me. Yeah. And I hate it, honestly. And I'm not a Dodgers fan, but this is some bullshit. And I hate it for the Dodgers because this is ugly. And it was a security move. It was a team move. But the people that are having to answer for it now, they didn't have anything to do with this. And now they're trying to figure out what the hell do we do? How do we fix this?
I want to bring this back, Jenners. I want to bring this back local, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it.
No, it's okay.
I want to know if Ohtani was a Brave and.
Here's the thing, though. Now, I can't speak to any other major league franchise because I have never worked for another baseball team in my life except for the Atlanta Braves.
Right.
The Braves would not do this.
Okay. Yeah.
And I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
Because I know the people, and we know the people that handle all this stuff for the Braves, and they are very above board. Yeah. And they go over the top to try and help people here. And the fact that this was handled the way it was handled is a really bad look for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ugly.
Even if, forget Ohtani, like Acuna's first home run, like they would have, whoever caught that, if they really wanted that ball back, they would have taken care of you.
Now, who was it? It was Mookie Betts the other night. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember who they were playing, but someone hit their first home run ball. And Mookie Betts was in the outfield, and they saw the guy that caught it and asked him to throw the ball down. Mm-hmm. And the dude, I think it was a Reds fan. Dude threw it down, no problem. And Mookie runs back, signs a bat, brings it up to the stands, hands the dude the bat, thanks him tremendous. Like, that was a good look on Mookie Betts' part.
Yeah.
But that was Mookie Betts acting as himself.
Right.
Who we know he's a good dude. That was not the Dodgers. And they got to do something to make this right, because this is bad. Ooh, you were bad.
I got to put my ear to the streets and figure out what's going on out here.
Do find out, man. Look, you're in LA. You live like 2 seconds from Dodger Stadium, man.
I do.
Roll up out there, do some investigative reporting or something.
Yeah. If that was my wife, ain't nowhere in the world you separate me from her, because I know what we get. I'm the lawyer in this situation. I know what we get.
I think that's what sits the worst with me.
Yeah.
The fact that they purposely said, okay, you're gonna go here, you're going there, because I'm with Rob 100%. You ain't separating me from my wife.
You better get all the armed forces down here, because if not, you ain't separating me from my wife. You can get whatever you want down here.
That shit ain't happening. No.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, it's gonna be some, along with that smog in Southern Cal, it's gonna be some smoke in that building, and it's gonna be some furniture moving. You ain't separating me from my wife, bro. We're gonna have a real problem.
Yeah,
we got to touch up some stuff in here, dog.
Hey, we're gonna have to lay hands on you, and I ain't talking about prayer.
Yeah, you're gonna need some when it's all said and done. You're gonna need God.
Well.
All right, question from Dean. If Billy Donovan, by the way, Billy Donovan seems to be the front runner for the Kentucky job right now. If Billy Donovan takes this job at Kentucky, who would you guys like to see him replace as the coach of my Bulls? And then he goes on a long rant about all the things that should have happened this year for Chicago had everyone not been hurt. And I love you, Dean, but it's quite a rant. And then he says, honestly, I couldn't read the whole rant. It goes on for a long time. He goes, honestly, I like Adrian Griffin. He had the Bucks rolling on both sides of the floor. If not, bring back Mark Jackson and let him get Levine back to All-Star status.
Mark Jackson ain't gonna never coach another game in this league.
No.
Unfortunately as that is, as unfortunate as that is,
I hate
he should have been a coach with another team before this.
Yes. Yeah. But I like the Adrian Griffin idea.
Adrian played there. He was assistant coach there. I like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, for me, it's even that one, or I've been saying this for years. I think Sam Cassell should get his shot.
Well, you've been, dude. You're like Sam Cassell's agent.
Yeah, because you've seen guys. You think about this. You take Ime, for instance. Sam been an assistant way longer than Ime. He has a good rapport with players. Coached on the dock. All these things. You just go down the list of guys who need a shot. And there's so many guys, and there's a lot of other assistant coaches out there whose tenure is just as long as Sam, but they haven't interviewed for head coaching jobs because a lot of these guys don't want to be in that position. So I think that, first choice is Adrian. Go back because he played in Chicago. He has, he's familiar with the city.
I think that really fits. Yeah. If Billy takes the job at Kentucky,
Billy better take that job.
That's a good job.
That's a great job.
That's a really good job. I mean, honestly, as far as college basketball coaching jobs go, that's one of the top,
cream of the crop.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the top of the ladder.
Billy, to me, has never been a good NBA coach. It's just like
he's just never crossed the threshold he had when he was at Florida. I think that's the difference because he had all that success at Florida, and then, a couple of stints here and there in the NBA. He's never really kind of.
You know what Billy Donovan reminds me of? He reminds me of like, oh, I got all this success. Let's take it to the next level. I like Nick Saban. Oh, this shit ain't working out.
I'm going to coach the Dolphins. Oh, no, fuck that. I'm going back to college. Yeah.
Go back to college. Yeah, be successful. Think about it. With him at Kentucky and the history of Kentucky, like Billy Donovan's a good coach.
And he's back in the SEC. It's a landscape he knows. Yeah, no, dude, exactly. I think it makes a ton of sense. Yeah. I think he should take that job.
Yeah, he should.
All right, last question is from Ace. New Yorkers showed how soft they were this week, Rob, when they all freaked out over a 4.5 magnitude earthquake. Rob, tell them what it's like to live in California, brother. I was out here for the San Fran 89 quake. That was a 6.9, and that was the real deal. And then I guess the follow-up question here, what's the craziest natural disaster you ever lived through?
Man, I've been in so many tornadoes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I've been growing up, we used to have like the tornado drills where you go to the basement. And I always just say to myself, if something happened, a tornado ripped us, we fucking stuck in the basement, man.
Yeah, man.
For how long? Until they dig our asses out. So to me, I think the worst for me was Katrina. And when even though I wasn't in New Orleans,
I was going to say, where were you during Katrina?
It was in Houston where, it flooded in Houston, power was out and all this kind of stuff. So, we've had a lot of hurricanes that come through Houston. And so it's just those natural disasters, ain't like being in New Orleans and being in that bowl of New Orleans.
No.
Where you can, but it's just, I've been very fortunate to be on the outskirts of a lot of natural disasters. And I've only experienced like 3 earthquakes out in Cali.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you been out there for an earthquake?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if there's been any real big ones, right?
Yeah, not any big ones like that one in 89. That one in 89 was... Oof.
Well, that was the one that put the crack and candlestick and all that. I mean, that one, that was ugly.
I don't think I've ever been a part of any.
You ever been through a hurricane or something?
No tornadoes in Georgia?
There've been some, but I've never been in the middle of any of them.
Yeah.
Close, but not in the middle to where I had to go take cover.
Yeah. We had one touchdown like a mile and a half from our house in East Cobb. And this was, Jana was a baby, so 12, 13 years ago. And there was hail. And when I say hail, you went outside. It looked like it had snowed.
Yeah.
There was hail everywhere. And I was like, oh, damn. Like, it was June.
Yeah.
And it was like the ground was covered in ice. And it scared the hell out of me.
I remember I went to Tuscaloosa after that tornado went through Tuscaloosa in 2011, I think it was. And literally where we used to hang out, it literally looked like Paul Bunyan took an axe and just went down Tuscaloosa for like 4 or 5 miles. It was so weird. It had just dug up everything down that stretch, and it was crazy.
My wife has a video of her driving through Homestead, Florida, 2 days after Hurricane Andrew in 1992, I think, or 94, whatever year Andrew hit. And when I say, Florida's flat.
Yeah.
Now, there was nothing. There was no trees. There was no houses. It was just, it looked like the land was undeveloped. It was just flat land, like something went through and just plowed it all straight down.
Right.
For as far as you could see, everything was gone. Trees were gone. Everything was gone. Completely flat. But yeah, if you live in South Florida, you've been through so many hurricanes. Like, I've lived through so many hurricanes being down there. And sometimes they're nothing. And, you go on a beer run during a hurricane because you think it's funny. And then sometimes it's like you don't want to leave the house. Like, you don't want to go anywhere. You just want to, like, hope to God the damn thing's going to pull your roof off.
Right.
So, yeah, there's tears to it.
I forgot about Harvey in 2017, too.
Harvey
when it hit Houston. It was like when it dumped all that water, all that rain in Houston.
Oh, that's when it was flooded and, like, everybody was flooded up like 3-4 stories.
Houses.
Yeah.
Yes. That one I forgot about, and I was lucky that where I lived like on a little hill. We couldn't get out the neighborhood for like 4 or 5 days, but that was bad because I think the elevation of Houston dropped like 3 degrees or 3 level, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Because there was so much water sitting in Houston.
Yeah.
That the elevation is now a little bit lower. So that was bad too.
Well, it's a good thing there's no property tax in Houston or wherever it is. Or state tax. You ain't doing a good job selling it otherwise.
Hey, don't say the property tax because those property taxes are motherfucker. They make up for that. There ain't no state tax.
That's where they get you on the no state tax. They get you on property tax.
Property tax and school tax. I'm telling you, they get you.
Says the guy in California. Yeah, no, we know. Yeah, we know.
But when I was in Houston, man, I was paying $120,000 a year in property in school tax.
What?
Yes, because they go by Yeah, they go by how much your house is valued at.
Yeah.
And that's how they get you. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna need God.
Well.
Well.
Crazy, man.